The proliferation of small arms and light weapons is thought to be at the origin of several armed conflicts around the globe, particularly on the African continent. It is for this reason that members of the Parliamentary Forum on Small Arms and Light Weapons are meeting in Yaoundé to discuss on ways of putting an end to this challenging situation. On this edition of Web Talk, we talk with the Secretary General of that forum, Karin Olofsson, who paints a picture of the global situation and proposes the way forward. Hello and welcome to the program. Talking about small arms and light weapons, what do we mean by small arms and light weapons?
Yeah.
Which category of weapons are we talking about here?
Yeah. The category is actually based on a category that was also decided on by the UN panel of experts some 20 years ago. And it's a rather long, but if I summarize, it has to do with portability. Small arms and light weapons are the weapons that can be carried by one or two persons. So it has to do with firearms, ranging from firearms and up to machine guns and rifles. Yeah.
We know the category you just mentioned is what is widely used in armed conflicts around the world. So what is the impact you've measured in terms of the effect, the devastating effect of these small arms and light weapons globally before we come to Africa?
The impact is very serious. The impact is very serious globally and also in Africa. Just to mention to you that globally 223,300 persons are killed every year all around the world by these weapons. So you can also imagine that this is a human cost, of course. Think about the communities, think about the families that are losing near ones. And also, of course, it is a social and economic cost for the society and for nations, because also as many are also, the ones that are not killed are also injured. Thousands of people are injured by these weapons all around the world, and also loss of productivity, hospital costs to take care of that. So you can see it's a wide range of effects. And if we look at Africa, for example, there is research that states that 100 million of uncontrolled small arms and light weapons are circulating on the continent. And of course this is serious as such for security and sustainable development, but also you can see also it's a very serious effect for girls and women, because in Africa approximately 45% of the girls and women have been subject to gender-based violence, and in several instances these weapons are used also for committing these crimes.
Africa doesn't produce weapons, but a huge chunk of these weapons circulate in Africa. What accounts for that?
No, but I think it's an important point that you raise, and I think that that point is also illustrating the need for mutual responsibility. I mean, all countries in the world need to take a responsibility when it comes to this issue. For example, that is why it's so important with the Arms Trade Treaty. It's a legally binding treaty that have been existing for some years now, that is also highlighting the responsibility on behalf of all states, all the countries that export arms. They must do before they export to any country in the world, and independently of which is the country that is about to export, must do a risk assessment to ensure that these weapons are not going to be used to commit violations of international humanitarian law, or human rights violations, or violations against women and girls. So this is one example, because of course this is the case that no matter of where the country is located in the world, any country must take responsibility if it plans to export arms, including small arms and light weapons.
Today you are talking with parliamentarians from Tanzania and Cameroon. What is the take-home message you expect these parliamentarians to take to their respective constituencies?
We are going to elaborate. It's concrete hard work that we are going to realize, and the parliamentarians that we are gathering from Cameroon, Niger and Tanzania, 3 countries, Going to tomorrow, it's going to all the discussion with experts, etc., on the topics. The knowledge that is being accumulated during today will be concluded into a parliamentary action plan for Africa, with the most prioritized actions there for parliamentarians to take when they come back to the countries and their constituencies to carry on the work to realize the objectives.
We continue the program with Honourable Adamu Edward. He's a member of the National Assembly for Dongamanton East constituency, that is in the northwest region of Cameroon, who is going to be putting into context the situation of light weapons and proliferation and its effect in his constituency. So, Honourable, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Well, I happen to be at the borders with Nigeria, and it's been very common to find arms stepping in from Nigeria, and people purchase arms easily from Nigeria, unlike is the case in Cameroon, where you need to possess an order. You need to be authorized before you possess an arm. Unfortunately, that is not the case with Nigeria, and so arms have been coming in time and again. You know, during areas like now, when there's almost like a war era, when people possess arms, he who has the pipe determines the tune. So there is that insecurity that is persistent. There is that act of people settling scores. There's that act of inter-community conflict that steps in. You see, and that leads to a lot of insecurity. My area, to a certain extent, is safe, but I can't say it's perfectly safe to a certain extent because we have those issues coming up day in, day out. So I think with the new strategies put in place of preaching peace to people, like what we've just said this morning at the seminar, it's going to be of great help. I'll continue to talk to my people about trying to avoid possessing arms if you don't really need it.
That brings us to the question, what do we expect at the end of this conference? You have seen participants coming from Niger, from Tanzania and Cameroon. What is this network of parliamentarians from these different African countries hoping to come out with concretely from this workshop?
You got the first statement was that we are moving from members of parliaments to parliamentarians, which means we need to talk. We need to talk to our constituency, to our people. Even the communities, different communities that are among us, we need to talk to them. We hope that at the end of this will be well instructed on how to manage situations like these ones we have in Northwest and Southwest, of preaching to our people, you don't need to have arms, and also talking to the powers that be, that we need to put checkpoints left and right so that these arms don't flow into our country, because it's not going to be of any help to all of us.
Let's now hear from Honourable Eli Bariki Kingo. He is Member of Parliament of Tanzania. He's also taking part in this forum here in Yaoundé.
In fact, I can say that we had a huge problem relating to arms and other things related to the killings, because those migrant people, when they come from another country, they come to your country, some of them, they are robbers. So we experienced a severe problem in Tanzania for quite a number of times. And as well as, you know, we are neighboring with Congo. You know, Congo is having a lot of rebels, the M23. As now we are speaking, there are some tensions of war between the two countries, Congo and Rwanda. So the stability, political stability of our neighbors sometimes affected the security of Tanzania because of the migration of people and these things relating to small and light weapons. Tanzania is not exclusive.
As Cameroon and the globe works together to fight against this proliferation of light weapons, we look forward to having more insight on how these discussions unfold here at the National Assembly and how they are implemented on the field to help the spread of these weapons reduce, probably by filtering borders and so on. That was the package we put together on this edition of Web Talk. I'm Elvis Teke, inviting you to stay tuned to our channel, like, share and subscribe.